Hey Chelsea. So I really enjoyed listening to your discussion board, especially because you see things a little bit differently than I do. I liked how you mentioned that the nurses shouldn't be the only ones trained to know what a mental health problem is and to diagnose a child with it. If you think about it, a child only sees a nurse whenever they're sick. So they only spend a couple minutes, an hour the most, with the nurse. So a nurse wouldn't be able to determine if that child has a mental health problem or not. On the other hand, if a teacher were to be trained, she would pick up on patterns more easily just because she spends more time than anyone else in the school with that child. And if a teacher were to diagnose a child with a mental health problem, then she would be helping the child in the future, meaning it would prevent the school shootings, it would prevent any problems that happen in school or anything that could happen in their adulthood. Also, I agree with you that children shouldn't just be tested on their grades, that they should be tested on their mental and emotional health. I never realized that it was such a big problem, especially because there's 15 million children that have a mental health problem. It was just very surprising to me. I really liked how you mentioned that only grades are important in the schools and no one really pays attention to like the mental and emotional health of a child, which is very important because if you think about it, if they're not there all the way, meaning if they have a mental health problem, they can't do good in school. And if they're not doing good in school, then a teacher assumes that they're dumb, or a teacher assumes that they're just aggressive, when in reality, they could probably be dealing with some serious problems at home. And teachers don't really realize this because automatically, when a teacher sees a child misbehaving, they're like, oh, that's just an aggressive child. When the problem can be much greater than that. Oh, and I also found it very interesting how you mentioned that you used to work in a camp and you would help children going through problems because there's not a lot of places that do such things, especially in schools or anything like that.